back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are doing very well. Oh, okay, so this video is going to be in continuation of my last video, but even more explosive. So, as we're aware, and what we talked about in my last one, which will be linked below, like always, because I'm so technical like that, David Dobrik is getting exposed by literally all of his friends. He stopped vlogging during quarantine and was getting praised for it, obviously, because, you know, he wasn't making content during quarantine, which, again, I'm gonna, you know, praise him for, because he could have been like every other content house and, you know, got all of them together and filmed or whatever, but he didn't, and it's honestly for the best for not only COVID reasons, but probably because otherwise the videos would have been very messy, because friends are dropping out of the friend group like this, and ex-friends are speaking up against the friend group and David Dobrik like that. Now, as we said, Trisha Paytas has been speaking up against David Dobrik for a couple years now, and that all stemmed from problems that she had with David through Jason and through other issues that she made very clear. To name some off the top of my head before we get into the video that I'm going to be showing you, Trisha called David out for trying to get in the middle of her relationship with Jason. Now, Jason is David Dobrik's best friend and, like, main person who's in the videos. Secondly, Trisha would always call out David's friend group, like certain individuals, if they ever did something shady. And David didn't like that because she was bringing negative attention to the group. Now, keep in mind, Trisha was dating Jason, so there was really no way to get rid of her. Trisha was calling out their friend Brandon, their friend Jeff, their friend Scott, their friend Todd, literally all of them, including David and Jason. And from a business point of view, she was very much so hurting the business of David, because she was bringing a lot of drama in from a friend group that normally stayed out of drama and have been in it ever since. Now, if you're not aware of the people we're talking about, I'm just going to show you a photo because I'm aware that there's some people out there who don't know who we're talking about. So, Trisha Paytas, Jason Nash. These two were dating. Jason Nash is David Dobrik's bestie and in the videos. So here we see Trisha Paytas, Jason Nash, David Dobrik. Finally, Trisha Paytas and David Dobrik. Take this photo in because there's not many of them together because they literally despise each other. Now, Trisha has been speaking up against them trying to shush inappropriate behavior. Another example was Tana Mojo was 18 years old, I believe, and she was introduced to the Vlog Squad while Jason was dating Trisha, and Jason was 46 years old, or 45 at this time, and David wanted the entire skit to be that Jason wanted to sleep with both Trisha and Tana at the same time, making Tana, who was like an 18-year-old girl at the time, very uncomfortable. And they also talked about Tana going on a date with Jason, and Jason leaning in to kiss her whenever Tana was just doing, like, getting changed or something like that. This is what we're dealing with here, and Trisha was constantly calling David out for trying to push this narrative that Tana was a part of their relationship whenever she was, like, a very young adult. You know what I mean? So, Trisha has many issues. That's kind of a lot of them with David summed up. However, we talked about in my last video that Big Nick, who was another very prominent figure of the Vlog Squad, is speaking up against David, again calling it what Trisha called it, like a cult, and just a toxic work environment, and that they actually were very belittling and manipulative and evil, and just toxic and not fun to be around. So we're watching these fun, lighthearted videos, and it doesn't, you know, feel like that behind the scenes. So in that video, we read an article about Big Nick speaking up against this, and how being in these videos and being made fun of for, you know, his disability, his dwarfism, which, just, the fact that that was comedy, you know what I mean? Big Nick talked in length about how they were just making fun of, like, him. Like, it was stemming way past that in the end, and it was just about, you know, him as a person, and, you know, look how short he is, and this was the ongoing joke. And so Big Nick then came forward and said how whenever he was in public meeting fans, the fans would want to make fun of his height and do pictures making fun of his height the way David did, because of what Big Nick said, their master did it. And that's not an alright way to be, especially from David. Now, David has not spoke up against Trisha speaking out because, honestly, whenever, this is David and Big Nick, by the way, whenever Trisha's speaking up, it's like Trisha speaking up, you know what I mean? Like, I'm reading through this article about Big Nick, and it's basically about his physical appearance being the punchline, which led to him struggling with depression. Going through, it was basically, he was made to be the joke, it was a toxic work environment, it's like a cult. So, let's, you know what I mean? So, he has dwarfism, and David made all the jokes be about his height. Not good. So now Trisha is coming forward and talking about her experiences as well, and how, you know, anyone coming forward normally gets shunned or shushed because David is so powerful. And let's hear what she has to say about the friend group. Now, keep in mind, she has so many issues with David and Jason, but let's hear them.
And talk to Trisha, knows a lot, talk about her. He talked about me in a stream one time, a live stream, and that's the only stream he never, like, re-uploaded. He made sure that was, like, disappear off the internet because someone brought me up. So, like, if you talk, like, no one's allowed to talk about me.
I didn't know he told Jason don't talk. Jason ever contacted you after that?
Yeah, he, like, blocked me. Well, no, we did talk. We talked secretly for, like, 3 months.
And what makes you think that it was David?
Because he told me. Because we talked secretly for 3 months. Like, we hooked up.
Isn't it so weird that Jason Nash is a near 50-year-old man and is literally getting permission to date his girlfriend from David, who is, like, 21 years old? Is that not crazy to anyone? I need to look up what age David Dobrik is. Holy shit. Because David Dobrik is literally controlling everyone around him's life. David is 24 years old, and at the time of this was 23. And Jason Nash, like a 46-year-old man, was just letting him be like, you're not gonna date Trisha. Okay! Very weird.
I have to dump you, like I don't have a choice.
Ugh, very weird.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Have you said that publicly?
Yeah.
That's psycho.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's because
people not believe you?
I think the thing is,
so wild.
I called their friend, a really good friend of theirs, in their vlog out. Like he was dating a minor, and he was in the vlogs. And David asked about their sex life in the vlogs when she was 17, and like I called that out. And I think that was like the big issue because
he didn't want to rock the boat.
I'm sure, but whatever.
Okay, well
I don't regret it.
I'm interested.
Don't date minors. How about that? Yeah, said no one can. It's pretty easy. If you're 24, you don't need to date a 17-year-old.
It's like so easy.
So easy.
Just don't date little girls. I mean, really, it is so easy.
It's very simple.
So and it's just very weird to me, like what they're saying about this entire friend group, right? And just how something that on camera seems so happy and entertaining, behind the scenes can be multiple different people saying the same narrative is just toxic. And not toxic by Britney Spears.
It's like so easy.
So easy.
Just don't date little girls. I mean, really, it is so easy.
It's very simple.
So anyway, let's go through, first of all, before we get into
pedophiles by putting them in the thing. Dom too. Dom did sexual assault to girls at VidCon.
I don't know who these people are. I'm not familiar with the vlog.
All the vlog squad.
But he goes through people in the vlog squad. Like he grabs people and discards them like, you know, flavor of the week. Like I remember Big Nick. Do you remember Big Nick? Like
this was before.
And then he like
linked below.
I don't know what happened
I don't either.
I don't know why he left, but it's like he just used these people and disposed them like a
Well, his one minority friend in the vlog, Seth, did this whole expose on him last year during the summer of like how basically he like did watermelon jokes and like made him do all these things.
Oh my
like,
god, I
yeah.
watched, dude. Some of the shit I saw was crazy. How he made out with Jason without knowing.
Yeah.
And then he was, oh my god. So we're going to watch all that. This is all
crazy.
new to me.
Then when Seth made, it's pretty easy. If you're 24.
And this is what Trisha says as well. Trisha says about how Seth came forward and made his own video basically saying that, you know, these jokes were not okay and why was this allowed and talking about his experience. And people were just saying that he was clout chasing and how dare he try to speak up against David and all like this. And it just further pushes this narrative that Trisha has been telling us for a while about David Dobrik, that none of the friends are going to successfully be able to, like, speak out against him because the fans are so devoted to David for some reason that it's like, you know, we loved you when you were in the friend group, but if you're speaking out against David, you have to be bullshitting. You have to be looking for clout. It's like, I'm sure they know way more about the friend group than you do. You know what I mean? Like, they're in it, or were in it. And so, I'm glad that Trisha is, you know, speaking up as well, that, you know, Seth, after he made his video, was constantly attacked saying that he was clout chasing. And, you know, Big Nick is now speaking up and people are saying the same thing about him. They were saying about Trisha. It's just very weird. You know, people are trying to, like, almost silence so that they can still watch David's videos and be like, oh, he's still a really good creator because he gives out money. And I'm not saying he isn't, but it's just a lot of people's opinions are very similar.
I got it. So we're going to watch all that. This is all
crazy.
New to me.
Then when Seth made, it's pretty easy. If you're 24, close to Seth, it's not like I'm like whatever, but when Seth made the videos, like people were coming for him, calling him like a clout chaser and stuff, and I was like...
I feel bad. You can tell that he was really upset by how he was treated.
It's crazy. People do stuff for like whatever, money or whatever, but...
I start to see your point the more I look into it, that David has left.
That close to Seth, it's not like I'm like whatever, but when Seth made the videos, like people were coming for him.
This is my thing as well, and it's like, David's content is so... Or it was, again, he hasn't uploaded in a while. Or, well, he did upload for the first time in a year whenever all this controversy started going down, almost like a distraction, allegedly. David's videos feature so heavily his friends So it's kind of like a family channel, but like for grown-ups, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a content house because they all don't live together, but it's like all these adults who, like, they need in their videos so that they can make jokes. And they don't make jokes about David. You can watch, and they never make jokes about David. It's always jokes about the people. With Trisha, it was her obsessiveness and her being a crazy bitch. With Big Nick, it was him being short. With Jason, it was him being an old man. With, you know, going through the list. With Jason, or no, Josh Peck, it was him being a washed-up child star. You know, from Drake and Josh. But with David, they never make jokes about him. And it's like, David's content is so much on other people that, like, moving forward, a smart decision would be like, you know, you've been gone for so long now, you can reintroduce yourself as in, like, more content about you. That seems like the smartest thing in this situation that will stop you getting called out from all these people, but also maybe just make the work environment not toxic. Like, the thing with David's videos as opposed to content houses was people were like, oh, it seems more like happy and wholesome, and you know, they want to be there, as opposed to a forced content house. And now we're hearing worse stories than what we hear about a content house. It's just, it's really disappointing to hear, and I want to know what your opinion is on Trisha speaking up about this, and this also feeding into what Big Nick was saying, which will be linked below as well. It's not looking good, David. Come out and address it. Like, even in, like, honestly, at this stage, a notes apology. You know what I mean? Like, you made millions off of making fun of these people. Like, at least, like, you can do a public, like, okay, like, I acknowledge that this has hurt, you know, them. Moving forward, I'm gonna do this less. Even that! At a bare minimum! Oh, bestie, I want to know what your opinion is. Go on. See, I agree. Yeah. But, no, okay. Ooh, yeah, see, you're onto it here. So, I love you. I'll see you in my next video. Please comment below your opinion, and I'll get right back to you, you know, more than what you just said there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're having a really good day. Bye!